I hope you bear with me. I'll have to read. I can walk around here before things begin formally and just gab with anybody. But when I get up here, I guess I must be afraid somebody's going to throw something at me. I'll try to do the best I can. I'm running for office to better represent the people of the district. I will pursue progressive quality of life and fair management of the state budget. And what do I hope to accomplish? I'd like to return more of the state government back to the people and work towards health care for all South Dakotans, better wages, lower property taxes, green energy development are just some of the few that I would like to work on. And what will make me a good legislator? Well, this is my first attempt, so the only thing that I guess I can say that would do that is experience at being here as a fourth generation resident. So I know the area, and I've had to live through all the laws and stipulations that have come down from Pier. And I suppose I've done a lot of complaining about that, and I finally challenged myself. All the complaining I do, maybe it's time I walked a mile or two in some of the incumbent shoes. So that was one thing that encouraged me. And then, of course, probably the main encourager was my wife sitting over there. She's got a big rolling pin. But I guess with that, why, I'll sit down. I'd just like to reinforce what Bob said here. You know, when you mentioned the Z word, which is zoning laws, why the first thing people do is ruffle up and somehow imagine that that's going to take away property rights. But if you just stop and give it a little thought, actually zoning laws are going to protect your property rights. This helter-skelter development just anywhere and any way you want to do it does more to decrease property value. It decreases our quality of life, and has such a downward pull on all of us that are here. So I just like to ease everybody's mind a little bit about the Z word. It isn't that bad of a word. Definitely should. I'm passionate about this issue. I won't need that. I might use it like this. Bear Butte.
Hold that up.
Use the mic.
I'm going to use it for a club. As far as Bear Butte goes, it's a perfect example to where zoning or districting or whatever you want to call it can be used to protect property rights. There's ranchers around that area there that 2 years ago possibly were singing the same song, that we don't want zoning, we want to do what we want to with our property. And then last year, or maybe sometime before that, campgrounds started to spring up just across the road from them, or maybe in their back door. Well, now they're singing the song of zoning or planning, and so there does need to be something down around Bear Butte. And you know, it's hard for me to understand why we're so disrespectful to other people's practice of faith, or places where they might go to worship, or practice spirituality, and somebody in the county surely could exhibit some maverick courage to step up and say enough is enough, that there's enough encroachment of bad development that I think that things ought to be changed. It's quite evident what went on here when you have the governor's fellows right here disagreeing with him. Why, you know what the governor done here was a great attempt at probably stifling any opposition and heat that was coming from this organization. So that's kind of the way it looked to me. I'm so deaf against property tax, and but if somebody else will pay property tax, I'd be for it. But I have my doubts whether this has been overlooked, and if that's the case, why somebody ought to get on this and should have gone on it a long time ago. But and I guess as long as the way our tax structure is the way it is, why it probably should be looked at. The only thing that's puzzling to me under this new property tax proposal, it's supposed to be based on income value. Well, how in the world are you going to assess income value on a billboard sign?